Thomas Partey's situation has gone ahead to obviously make Mikel Arteta sick and tired, and it's really very evident in what he went ahead to say about Thomas Partey. Welcome to the Rokani Media Football. How are you guys, and where are you watching us from? This is the Rokani Media Football, and this is the Arsenal News Show, where we bring you only and only Arsenal news. Gabriel Jesus is another one that is part of the story, as Mikel Arteta reveals to us whether he's going to be available for the game of Liverpool and the rest of the things that we're going to add onto this story. But particularly, it's really targeting the man himself, Thomas Partey, shirt number 5 of Arsenal, a player they signed in 2020 for £45 million from Atletico Madrid. But ever since him coming through at the side of Arsenal, his career has been having lots of injuries, and he hasn't been consistent for the side of Arsenal. And this season, it has gone from bad to worse, and Mikel Arteta is fed up with Thomas Partey. Smash the like button, comment and share. And when I talk about smashing the like button, let's see close to how many shares. 200 likes smash in this video, and we are ready to obviously take you to the levels that you guys deserve to be playing or getting news at. Now, it will remember that Ghana was knocked out of the African Cup of Nations, and they never really got out of the group stages. And the Ghanaians were really furious because Thomas Partey was seen training with the club of Arsenal no sooner had they been knocked out, and they said Thomas Partey doesn't deserve to be a black, they're called what? Black what? The Black Stars. He doesn't really deserve to be called a Black Star or a player for the Ghanaian national team because he was fit and he refused to obviously go ahead and really play for Ghana, something that was really wrong because Chris Houghton, the former manager that was sacked after Ghana failed to qualify to the next round of the African Cup of Nations, came out and said they had to discuss a lot with the side of Arsenal onto the healthy condition of Thomas Partey, and they came to an agreement or to common ground that his injury cannot see him go and play for Ghana. And now every Ghanaian fan that was really pissed, you've gone ahead to know that by the time Thomas Partey returned, you guys were really even knocked out, and Arteta never forced him to play in the game of Nottingham Forest, meaning that he was not gonna play for you again, because if he was around, maybe something would have gone ahead to turn around in Ghana, but it didn't, because you guys couldn't really see him play because he was really serving the best for his club, but he was not really injured. And we've seen Thomas Partey most of the times really trying to force himself to play for the Ghanaian national team even when he's really injured. And there has been a very good understanding between Arsenal and Ghana, because every time Thomas Partey travels to Ghana to play for the Ghanaian national team, Arsenal seconds him, sends him with a physio to see to it that he is really fit. But all that is in vain, because even after him returning, I think last week, in that first training session of Arsenal, expecting him to play against Nottingham Forest, and he didn't show up on Wednesday, Arteta has gone ahead to really tell us that Thomas Partey is really injured, and he has gone ahead to get a very huge setback. When he was asked about Gabriel Jesus and Thomas Partey injuries, Arteta said, yeah, Gabi obviously played and trained with us the whole week. With Thomas Partey, unfortunately, we have a little setback a few days ago, so he's not going to be available to be in the squad. Whether that's a matter of days or weeks, we will see, but he had a little thing. Now, Thomas Partey had another setback. So, he's now going to take like 3 months without kicking a ball for Arsenal. I remember he came up and really got injured when Arsenal, he last played for Arsenal when Arsenal was beating Man City by 1-0, and I think that was around November. So when you count November, December, January, 3 months already out, and it looks like he might not even be fit for the next 2-3 games coming in through. And when he comes back, no one has a guarantee that this guy is gonna keep himself fit. That is the hugest undoing for the guy known as Thomas Partey for the side of Arsenal. So that's why Arteta is really fed up of this, and in the next slide you're going to get to know what this is all about. For Gabriel Jesus, Arteta told us that he trained and played with them, and I think Arteta is trying to protect Gabriel Jesus, because if the knee was really worse, I don't think that would have gone ahead to get a chance to play. But I think it's just a story, They're trying to obviously offer to him, and I know why they're putting it up there, that Jesus is really having something in his knee and is forcing himself on the field of play. Why? Arsenal fans were furious for Arsenal to sign a centre forward, and every time Jesus won't go ahead to score goals, a lot of criticism is going to be directed towards him. So I understand when that comes up, but Gabriel Jesus is not gonna succumb to that pressure. I think he is a player that is ready for anything to be thrown at him, but the club of Arsenal is trying to protect him because they know that fans are going to be furious. Every time he doesn't score, fans of Arsenal will come out and really say, no way that is gonna really happen, because we had to get in a striker and we never brought in one. That is the most disgusting bit of it all, and that is why I think they've gonna hit to really put this story everywhere, and they really told Jesus to come out. They really told Gabriel Jesus to come out, and after him coming out, everyone was told that he had really a liquid in his knee and it was just pulled out and was furious to come in and play. I think that's why they are really trading such a story. But all I understand is that Jesus is fit. He's fit, because you can't tell me that a player who was rested for like 3 weeks, he's not yet fit to obviously come in through and encounter the side of Liverpool. That is tomorrow. So that is it for Gabriel Jesus, and for Mikel Arteta, and for what's the name of the guy, and for Thomas Partey. Arteta was asked on the setback, and what caused it and how long this guy is gonna take. Arteta told the media that I'm not a doctor, but I'll try to explain. He felt something again in a very similar area, and he wasn't able to train the last few days. So if you're talking about the last few days, that's why Arteta came up in the press conference ahead of the game of Nottingham Forest and said Thomas Partey is out, meaning that Thomas Partey has been out for some days and he hasn't been training. And it is really very perturbing, very disturbing. And if at all you are an Arsenal fan, trust me, you are fed up of this. You would love to see a more fit player available at the club of Arsenal, because Jorginho is older than Thomas Partey, but he has always been available. Every time the team has gone ahead to get in need of him, he has been readily available. He has offered himself and really did the needful for the club of Arsenal. But for Thomas Partey, it looks like there is something wrong with him. A player that was not an injury-prone player at Atletico Madrid, where Arsenal signed him from, has gone ahead to turn out as an injury-prone player. And right now, this is really very, 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 very bad for Thomas Partey. And if at all I'm Arsenal, I sell him off even before the summer comes, to see to it that I get in money to really get in a player. Now, lastly, this is where Arteta went ahead to put up a statement, and he felt agitated about this guy, that is Thomas Partey. And Arteta has said on Partey not being able to stay fit, he said it's a big concern because he's such an important player for us, and he was getting some momentum at the start of the season, and then we lost him for a while. Now it's been a while without him, and he gives us something very different that no other player can give us in the squad. He's been a real miss. Now, saying that it's a big concern, it's like another way of telling him that, please, you are really making me sick and tired, and how aren't you able to be readily available when the side of Arsenal needs you? He is not always available, and this is what pisses off Mikel Arteta. And I think it's a decision that was made wrong. Thomas Partey was pushing for move out from Arsenal in the summer of 2023, and Arsenal really went ahead to convince him to stay at the club of Arsenal. And right now, I think they are regretting. They would have gone ahead to get in some £30 million, and that £30 million would have gone ahead to be used maybe to top it up to the amount of money they bought Kai Havertz, and they brought in Moise Caicedo and Declan Rice. Remember, Arsenal was leading the rest of Moise Caicedo during the summer transfer window, and they had already gone ahead to agree personal terms during the January transfer window of 2023. So it meant all what they had to do was to negotiate with Moise Caicedo, but with Brighton. But the moment Kai Havertz became available, Arsenal told all its correspondents that they're going to have to pull out of the Moise Caicedo deal. So if Arsenal by that time went ahead, obviously say we are having £100 million for Moise Caicedo, they would have gone ahead to get him. And what would have gone ahead to force them to obviously do that? Simple. Get out Thomas Partey, £30 million in. Add that £30 million to the £67 million that Arsenal paid to the side of Chelsea. That is like £100 million, and Brighton would have gone ahead to accept it because they told Arsenal, we have a very good relationship with you, but we don't want to ruin it. Get back off our player, and after backing off our player, wait for the summer because we will be ready to sell him in the summer. I mean, look at Arsenal and Brighton. They've gone ahead to have some good business in the recent past. Ben White, £50 million from Brighton to Arsenal. Then the other player has been Leandro Trossard, £27 million. I thought that was really a very huge bargain for the side of Arsenal. So for Moise Caicedo, if they never pulled out, I really believe they would have been the favorites to obviously take that player. But after them pulling out, the player ended up going to the side of Chelsea, and even Liverpool that wanted him got snubbed. So Thomas Partey's story is really huge, and I don't know whether they can even get £30 million from him. That is it. Unless otherwise the team in the Saudi Pro League comes in through and tells Arsenal, we are offering you that amount of money. And I think in this summer, they are willing to listen to any offer of Thomas Partey. Teams like Barcelona are interested in signing Thomas Partey, but I don't think that they'll be having a very huge sums of money. We might see teams like Newcastle coming in through obviously looking for players like Thomas Partey, but for any team that signs Thomas Partey when it's really serious, we'll be having what we call questions to answer. Why? You cannot sign an injury-prone player that is renowned, to the world, that he can't obviously stay fit, and he is really one of those players that is really talented. Very talented Thomas Partey, but he's not readily available. And Mikel Arteta saying that Thomas Partey offers something different. I really believe Mikel Arteta is just trying to obviously sugarcoat the sour pill, because if he offers something different, why is it that at the start of the season Thomas Partey was played as a right back? How do you play a player that you insinuate he offers something different from other players on the pitch, and don't play him in his favorite position? Because Thomas Partey's favorite position is a number 6 or a single pivot, and Declan Rice is playing that single pivot very well, and it was not that Thomas Partey was injured. Thomas Partey was readily available, and they went ahead to say that Declan Rice is going to obviously be the CDM of Arsenal. And trust me, there would have been a chance to see to it that Arteta plays them in the midfield. Like, get Thomas Partey to play as a single pivot and Declan Rice to play as a box-to-box midfielder. But what he did was take him out of the midfield in his favorite position and play him as a right back. So I don't really buy that statement, right? I don't really buy that statement coming from Mikel Arteta. So guys, your thoughts on on Mikel Arteta fed up of Thomas Partey are welcome in the comment section below. What do you make about what do you make about Gabriel Jesus' injury and Arteta confirming his return and his availability towards the game of Liverpool? Rokani David remains my name. I sign out for now. See you later, and I cover you all in the precious blood of Jesus Christ. See you later, guys. But don't forget to subscribe, because we want to hit 20,000 subscribers, and we are having limited subscribers to really hit that milestone. Let's continue hitting that. It's the lower right bottom. It's the button that has the word subscribe, lower right bottom corner. It's black in color. Smash it, and after smashing it, hit the notification bell. That will enable you get notified every time we upload a video onto this channel. Do you think Arteta is right to obviously get sick and tired of Thomas Partey? We are.